Hey guys, what's going on? So behind me is the BenQ ScreenBar Pro. It is a monitor light bar, and if you're wondering what is a monitor light bar, it is essentially a really simple light that mounts on top of your monitor, taking up really no space at all, giving you a really nice, illumination on your desk. You can control the color temperature, the color brightness, and it's really suitable for situations where you're in a room where maybe you want to work in a dimly lit environment, like you've got all the lights off in your room, but you want to have a light still lighting up your desk so you can note take or focus on your screen or whatever you might be doing without getting a lot of eye strain. It's really for people who suffer from eye strain. Maybe you get headaches and things like that. This is hopefully going to make your life a little bit more comfortable for those longer sessions when you're in front of a computer. You know, you might be in an office or a room where you've got a window behind you and you're getting a lot of screen glare, or maybe you just don't have enough room on your desk for a lamp, or you just can't control the lighting or the color temperature of the room itself. So this is sort of a really simple, elegant product that's hopefully going to sort of provide a solution to all those different scenarios. I've been using it for a few days. I've never actually used a light bar for a long period, but after having it on my desk and on my monitor, I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. So today I'm going to take you through this light bar, too, about all of its features, because there's some cool things that you can do with it, and essentially hopefully help you make a decision on whether or not it's worth the money. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to chuck it a like, get subscribed, and let's begin. Now, obviously behind me, you can see all the lights I've got going on and my desk situation with where I work and do my editing and do other projects. But what I'll do now is show you guys the actual lighting in this room, how it normally is, and sort of illustrate the point of why a monitor light bar, for me anyway, is a really good choice. Okay, so this is the room that I'm in when I'm working from home, when I'm gaming, when I want to just chill out. And as you can tell, I mean, it's not the most inspiring room in terms of lighting. We've got this one lamp in the center of the room with a really bright light bulb just to sort of light up the whole space, but it's a very cool light. We've got this weird kind of glass brick over on the side here, which doesn't allow a lot of light, and it's about 1:30 today, and it's perfectly blue sky, and this is about as much light as we get in from that section of the room. And as you can tell, we've got my main desk, my secondary desk, and all the other lights are pretty much off. And yeah, it's just not the most inspiring situation. If we come down and we sit at the desk, you know, we've got obviously the lighting from the monitors. My PC lights are off at the moment, but it's just very drab. And after a long time, you know, being here at the desk, it doesn't really create a situation where my eyes are easily adjusting. They find it hard to focus after a few hours. But now if we turn on the light bar, so there's a little button on the top here, we'll just press that. Light bar comes on. You can see the actual lighting on the desk is quite nice and even. I don't really necessarily need to have all the other lights on. And as the day gets darker, this space that I'm in when I'm working is much more comfortable, especially when I'm working from home and then I want to game and just still, again, not have to worry about, you know, eye strain for, you know, those times when the lighting outside's terrible, the lighting in the room's terrible. And I mean, if I go up and turn off the ceiling light, just to give you guys another idea, this is just with one light on, and it is honestly just so much nicer. Like, it's really sort of maybe hard to put into context on video, but it's just much more comfortable for my eyes, giving me much more lighting for this space for when I'm just focusing on the content on the screen. So let me just step back a little bit so you guys can get a bit of an idea. But yeah, for one light, it really does a really good job of lighting up that entire desk. Now, I promise I'm not going to tell a ghost story, even though that's the vibe that this is currently giving off. I just wanted to show you guys with my screen set to something a bit more dark, a bit more sort of, you know, dark mode, which some of you might have, with just the light bar on with, I think that's 3 levels of brightness using the automatic adjustment mode, because there is a little sensor in here to adjust the temperature and the brightness based on your room. With just the simple monitor light bar, it's creating a really nice vibe where, again, if I'm like note-taking or if I'm gaming or if I'm reading a book or something and flipping the pages, this again is a really comfortable situation where if I'm in here all night and I'm working and studying and doing whatever I'm doing, I'm not going to have any problems with this lighting situation at all. So what I thought I'd do now is show you guys a quick demo of this light bar and all the different functions that you get out of it, and also show you some of the cool features that maybe make it a bit better than some of the other cheaper models that are on the market. So let me just turn the camera around for a second. I'll try and do this as best as I can in one shot. But along the top of the monitor here, or the monitor light bar, I should say, you've got a bunch of different touch sensitive buttons. So the first one here is a automatic detection button for when you walk up to your desk. It will automatically turn on the light for you, and then after about 5 minutes it will automatically turn off. Then the next one we've got here is a brightness button. Then we've got a temperature button. So these are all just touch sensitive. So you can go ahead and, for example, touch the temperature button, and then you can use the warmer or cooler arrows, the little touch sensitive buttons here, to make the light cooler or warmer depending on your preference. And again, same thing here with the brightness. If you want to make it brightness go up, you just tap the little brightness increase, and then to decrease, same goes on the other side. Then you've got here a little love heart. So if you want to go ahead and set a favorite mode, you can do that by pressing and holding down on that little love heart for 5 seconds, and it will store a particular setting into the memory. Then we've also got here a automatic detection button, which is probably my favorite. Sorry, not automatic detection, automatic adjustment. So automatic adjustment in combination with automatic detection works, I think, the best. So that way it automatically adjusts the temperature of the light and the brightness depending on your room and your particular situation. And then you've also got here a manual power on and power off button as well. So with the actual automatic detection, the way that works, if I just sort of point the camera up a little bit, there's a little sensor just here where my finger is, which is going to be impossible to see with these lights on at the moment. But when you're essentially about 50 centimeters away from the desk and you're walking up to it, it's going to automatically turn that light on. Now, the other thing that I really like about this light bar is the fact that there is a webcam accessory mount included in the box as well as the USB power adapter. So the webcam accessory mount, this little bracket here essentially just sticks onto the top of the light bar with some adhesive, and then you can mount your webcam as you normally would onto the top of the monitor, but onto this little bracket here as well. The cable from the light bar is about 150 centimeters in length. It is built into the light bar, so you can't remove the cable, but then that cable goes into a USB-C plug with a USB included power adapter that comes included in the box. Now, in terms of the size of my monitor, this is a 32-inch monitor from Dell. It's a completely flat monitor. It does have a little bit of chunkiness to the back side of it. If you do have a monitor that has, a more of a rounded back, some of the gaming monitors do, you're not going to have any issues there. And this is also compatible with monitors that have a curved screen as well. So really, I guess, you're not going to have any compatibility issues with this light bar. And then the other thing that is really nice, again, hard to sort of make out in this video maybe, but the actual little notch here that goes over to the top of the monitor bezel doesn't intrude on any of the pixels or anything like that. So it's super discreet. It looks very, very sleek. And when you're sitting down at sort of eye level, you're not going to see any of the LED lights or anything like that. Nothing's going to be shining in your eyes. So overall, a really nice package. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I don't think this monitor light bar is going anywhere because in my room, as you guys saw, it's really hard to control all the different lights. I can't control the temperature. I've got weird light coming in from the side. The light above me is super bright. And to be honest, like my personal preference is to be in a dimly lit room with maybe just a single light source over my desk. And this light bar really ticks all the boxes. And I'm a little bit disappointed that I maybe didn't make the investment earlier on. So if you are on the fence about getting yourself a light bar, you suffer from bad lighting, you get headaches, you get migraines, maybe you get eye strain, you find it hard to focus, I really do think light bars are the way to go. They don't take up any space at all, and they actually save you a little bit of energy too, only using maybe 7 or 10 watts depending on the model that you go for, depending on how much light you want to put out. So they are a really good solution all around. Great job, BenQ. I love the features of this one. The automatic light on, the simple indicators to control the color temperature and the brightness, the sort of simplicity of putting it all together. The little webcam accessory mount as well is a really nice touch. So I think you guys have done a fantastic job and I would highly recommend checking this one out. So guys, if you have any comments or questions about this video or about the light bar that maybe I've left out, let me know. I'll do my best to get back to you. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to chuck it a like, get subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.